Back with All Ball Talks. Today we're be covering Milan. Momcilovic is in the portal. You know, a couple months ago, or not, a couple weeks ago, he said he's going to the draft. I thought he was personally going to be a Cyclone for life. They're running hot in the portal in the last 2 days, and then this is kind of a shocking decision. I was pretty surprised, not by the logic, but like obviously by logic, I'm surprised he hasn't already left Iowa State. But I'm just surprised by this move. But before we get back into it, we have a free Discord in the channel bio. We would love for you to join. It's completely free. Just trying to build a community of guys who just want to talk sports. That's all it is. You know, it's everything about sports, all sports. And if you want to join, just it's in the channel bio, completely free, and just join it. So, to get back into it, Milan Momcilovic, he is a incredibly talented scorer or shooter. I wouldn't say scorer. And I've seen tons of talks lately, like, why isn't this guy a lottery pick? I mean, he's a 6'8" forward who shot 50% from three. Like that's elite. And obviously he's really good in the catch and shoot. He doesn't really have great shot creation. He's slow and he's not athletic, really. Like slow feet, doesn't really defend. But this is again like because of the shooting capabilities, he's a super good player. Like and insanely valuable. Like, I mean, there's not many guys you're going to find that are 6'8" forwards who can shoot 50% from three. I mean, it's one of the best shooting seasons in college basketball we've seen in a while. And again, he's just a super talented shooter. Not a ton more than that, but he was one of the best players on Iowa State, which made a Sweet 16 run. So I'm super excited to see where he goes. Honestly, I think when he tests NBA draft waters, he's not gonna be, like he's not gonna be happy with what he hears back. I think it's pretty clear that he's gonna go back to college, get a bag. He's definitely going to a blue blood. I'm assuming Iowa State probably offered him around like $2.5 million. This is a guy that could easily get $4. I think he's a top 5 player in the portal. I would say the only guys looking at it. I would definitely say that. Flory is ahead of him. John Blackwell. Masamba Diop. And I would probably take Rob Wright over him. And I think for me, that's really it, in my opinion. I think that he's a really talented shooter. Not an offensive initiator, but again, he's a valuable piece to have on your team. And we saw Iowa State be a perennial top 10 team in the country when they had Justin Jefferson, Momcilovic, Tamin Lipsey. And if you could imagine, Tamin Lipsey's really good, but put him with a scoring guard, whereas Tamin Lipsey's not really a scoring guard, because Joshua Jefferson. I might say Justin Jefferson, but Joshua Jefferson was kind of like this like college Jokic, really. I mean, he was putting up trip dubs, and I think if they have a scoring guard next to Momcilovic, who maybe you run pick and pops with, and he's a really good catch and shoot shooter, and that's like his specialty. I think he'd be perfect. Like maybe he goes to Kentucky, and you get Rob Wright and Momcilovic. Man, I think that would put Mark Pope back on the map. And with how much money he gets, there's no reason he can't execute that. It would probably cost in the range of probably like $8 million, I would say, maybe 7.5. I think Momcilovic gets at least 4. Rob Wright would probably command at least 3.5 to 4. So I think it'd be around that price range, but Kentucky can do it. And with them not having as great of a freshman class coming in, I could see it. You're gonna have a true junior guard and Rob Wright, really good scorer. I think he does need to learn how to play more point guard, though. I heard Greg Waddell saying it on Sleepers. But again, like Momcilovic is a super talented player, and he's top 5 player in the portal for me. And he's gonna get a bag. I don't think he's gonna go to the draft because his draft he's gonna go to the draft and they're gonna say, well, your foot speed's not great, you don't really defend, and you're not athletic enough to score. We need to see a little more. And he's gonna go back to college and probably get a ton of money. I think it's a little bit like how John Blackwell left Wisconsin. It's a little bit like, yeah, like we know you can get more money elsewhere. Like, go get your bag. Like, thanks for the 3 years you've given us. And I'm personally excited to see it. Again, I think I haven't really seen any teams to watch yet because this is a guy that's not going to when you're not going to know if he's on your team until the deadline day. So I'm going to say Kentucky would be my early team because I heard he's going to SEC. I would say Kentucky, but we'll see. Again, super talented player. I'm really shocked because I thought he was Iowa State for life. I thought he was going to be a Cyclone until he left college, but no. I mean, he decides to enter the portal, probably make at least $1 million more than he was going to make at Iowa State, and you can't be mad at him. This is a new era we live in. Coach Otts put a statement out. They seem to be on good terms, so I'm not going to blame the kid, but it's just like it's a little bit, as a Wisconsin fan with John Blackwell leaving, it's a little bittersweet because I it's great all that he's given for these years, but it's just like I feel like we could have gotten a little bit more. I feel like we could have gotten another year, but again, super talented player is going to go to bag, and I'd be surprised if he goes to the draft. And I'd love to see him at Kentucky next year. Maybe Mark Pope has a little bit of a revival since nobody trusts him, and we'll see. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Covering transfer portal news in the thick of it, daily news every day. And yeah, so stay tuned.